Hi, everyone. Ooh, it's almost 5 o'clock, and I've been working on trying to get these videos uploaded for y'all all day long. This is like my fifth time. Anyway, it's Susie again, your instructor for the beginning color theory and painting class. And pardon me if I seem a little bedraggled, but I'm tired. All right, so we're going to talk about supplies and materials that you need. Again, I'm going to remind you, please either Venmo me at Susan-Murphy-90 or bring a check on Friday and email me to confirm that you have the check. All right, so supplies. You're going to need brushes. Make sure that your brushes are not oil painting brushes, which are long tipped and have horsehair bristles. You're going to want synthetic brushes that are either or wooden or plastic with synthetic bristles. Now I have a variety of brushes, tons and tons of brushes here. And I suggest you get whatever brushes you want. So I sent out the document, which gives you some examples of different brands of brushes, but any little packet with maybe 8 to 10 brushes in it of varying sizes and tips, round tips, flat tips, tiny fine tips will do. Get whatever you think you're comfortable with, or just bring one to the first class and see how you feel with it, and then purchase more later. You're going to need your paints. So you have three options: watercolor paints, gouache, which is a form of acrylic, or just simple acrylic. So these are individual tubes that I've purchased. These are larger than these, and I have moved up to the larger size, which is 21 milliliters versus 12, I think. Yes, 12 milliliters. And you can get as many or as few meaning the 8 colors that I'm asking you to bring for the class. Or you can purchase a lovely kit. This is a Winsor Newton kit. It was relatively expensive, and it has a range of colors from black, red, I'm missing an orange, yellow, green. There's my yellow. Green, blues, burnt umber, and white. Please get a large tube of white. Now you can get acrylics with the same color spectrum, the same type of colors in inexpensive bottles like Anita's, which is from Hobby Lobby, or Michael's. This was $2.49 compared to regularly $8.99, but I got these on sale a couple of weeks ago at $4.99. Again, get your primary colors and your secondary colors, white and black, and I have those different colors listed on the Word document. So you need brushes, you need your paint, you'll need something to hold your brushes in, along with another vessel for water. You'll also need some paper towels, painter's tape. Do not get masking tape because masking tape is not as forgiving as, and I can't, oh, there it is, as painter's tape. And we'll use this to create a 1/2 inch border around your 5x5 or 6x6 or 6x7, depending on the shape you want, if you want it symmetrical or if you want it a little longer. But this will be your border. And when you remove it, you pull it very slowly and gently at an angle so you don't tear your paper. You'll need some drawing tools. So you'll need a pencil. Any type of pencil will do. However, the ends of regular pencils tend to leave a mark on your paper. So getting either a white gummy eraser or a pink eraser is ideal. You'll need scissors or X-Acto knife blades with the handle that you insert the X-Acto knife blade into, and those are optional. They come in a little kit. Or scissors. Scissors tend to not cut as straight as an X-Acto blade does, but I believe Caroline is going to be bringing her paper cutter. So brushes, paints, paper towel, painter's tape, scissors, palette. You'll need a palette. This is a palette that I purchased for my very first color theory class. You can use a muffin tin, small or large. I tend to like the ice trays. You will not want to wash this in the sink and let the paint go down into it. It is much more forgiving than oil paint, but it still might clog your drain. You just soak it, wet it. You can spray it outside, and your acrylic, your watercolor, or your gouache, which is acrylic, will come off very easily. The only difference between watercolor and acrylic is that you wash your paper with water for watercolor to create the textures and the design that you want. And you also use it to dilute your paint and for mixing. And with acrylic, you use water to dilute your paint for varying consistency or to make the hue more saturated or less saturated, although you'll be using paints for saturation. Okay, so what am I forgetting? You'll need an apron, unless you don't mind getting your clothes messy, and wear something comfortable. Don't dress up for art class. So this was from Ace Hardware, but you can get any type of apron or bring a cooking apron, whatever suits your fancy. You will need paper. I suggest you get Canson watercolor paper. This is 11 by 15. I have larger pads of watercolor paper. This is 18 by 24. So bring a pad of paper, and you'll want something to carry your supplies in. So I put my acrylic, my tiny tubes in these little Ipsy bags that my daughters gave me, and I separate my acrylic from my watercolor. I also have a large stainless steel storage bin that I have my larger tubes of paint in. When I was in school at UNCW studying studio art, I bought one of these nice little bags. It's called R2, ARTOOO, and it will keep your papers, your larger papers, if you just decide at the end of, closer to the end of our 8-week class to do something bigger, you can put these in. You can also get a board, which I'll bring to class and show you, but these are all extra things that you can decide to get later on. And I also have, I can't remember if I showed this or not. I've done this video so many times today. I'm hoping that this one is the one that works. This is a tackle box. I'm a Fisher lady. So I took a drawing class and have all of my other art supplies in this too. So the options are up to you. However you feel comfortable storing your your art supplies and materials. That's part of being creative. So decide how you want to do that. A sketchbook is ideal simply for journaling, note taking, and doing some studies at home. So this is a sketchbook that I had in a introductory drawing class. I believe this was my basic drawing class, which was a prerequisite to some of my other art classes. Or you can purchase one of these, which is kind of more of like a journal, but it's got blank pages in it. This was for a 3D printing and laser cutting course that I took. There are 3 books that I listed that are all optional. This is entirely up to you how much you want to learn and how much time you want to spend on reading and investigating. So this is a book that I took. This is a book that we used in my 2-dimensional art class, which was a prerequisite to all of the art classes that I took. And this is a wonderful book by David Lauer and Stephen Pentat. And it talks about the design process, unity, emphasis and focal points, scale and proportion, balance, rhythm, line, shape, pattern and texture, illusion of space, illusion of motion, value and color, which are at the very end of this introductory class. But this is going to be our focus: value, hue, color, saturation. So this is one of the books that I have. The other 2 books are called Chromophobia and the book by David Hornung. And I can't find those books. I'm hoping that a friend that I took art classes with is going to either loan them to me, or I'm going to purchase them rather rapidly so that I have them before the class. The final thing that I wanted you to get would be a binder and plastic sleeves. And what we will be doing with this is you will take the handouts that I'll have for you and you will place them in the sleeve. And after each of the lessons that we do, you'll be able to put your finished product in here. And that's it. If anybody has any questions, let me know. I hope that the YouTube videos are accessible. Recording on Zoom, and then I'm uploading to YouTube. So this is all new to me. Again, if you aren't able to come to all of the classes, I'll have these available for you once you've registered and paid. So again, thank you so much. I look forward to meeting you all.